Let's go. It takes about 15 seconds for this thing to come alive before I actually realize that that anything is going on. And then I click the go live button. And then we see what happens. Someday I am going to, I doubt it. I was just going to say someday I'm going to make a countdown timer. So you can sit here and watch a countdown before I actually get started. But that's actually not going to happen. I'm actually not going to do that at all. I think I'd rather just, always got to mute. I think I just like sitting here and just chit-chatting before I actually get going as I bop back and forth between the streams. Now look, I realize it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:02 on the East Coast of the United States here where I am. And it's probably late wherever you are. And it's Saturday night. And why on earth would you be scrolling around the socials looking for me to yell at you about your business? But hey, look, it's what you got. And if you happen to be here with me live, thanks for being here with me live. I'm grateful for that. I'm just checking all the streams. I'm watching the, there we go. I was just watching the YouTube one come up. So I'm live on all the socials. So here we go. Whether or not you stick around is completely up to you. You probably have vastly better things to do on your Saturday night. But I wanted to come on. I wanted to show off the spiffy new haircut that I got, that I actually just gave myself. And I also wanted to share something with you. And it all stems from something that happened to me today. I'm only doing one camera today, guys. I'm not going to be jumping back and forth between the cameras if you're waiting for that. So something happened to me today that I wanted to just jump on board here tonight and kind of have a chat with you about it. And I was working earlier today, and I was at a kid's birthday party today, and I brought two of my children to this party, and it happened to be at this public place. And while the party was going on, there was literally nothing for me to do. Other than I literally would have just stood there and leaned against the wall. So I brought my laptop, and I said to the host, who was very, very gracious, but I said, hey, while this is going on, I think I'm just going to go and get some work done. And so I sat down, opened up the laptop, started cranking out some work. I'm recording a brand new course on how to deliver an incredible elevator pitch. And I wanted to work on that. I wanted to work on the information for that course today. And by the way, before I forget, if any of these things, sound interesting to you, or, if you're sitting there and you're serious about growing your business, well, I have this link. It's prouty.me. It's my last name.me, which you can see. It's right here in the video window. You can't click on that, of course. That will just pause the video, and please don't do that. So if you just go to that link, that will get you access to my calendar, and we can hang out for a few minutes, hang out for a little while, and brainstorm about the one thing that you should be doing right now to grow your business. I do it every single day. I always set aside time for people like you. If you are an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, an expert, and you want to understand what the one thing you should be doing is to grow your business, well, that's why that link is there. So you just go ahead and click that link, pick a time on my calendar, and I'd look forward to seeing you the next couple of days. Okay, so what was I talking about? I was talking about the party I was at, and how I was doing some work, and I was working on this new course, an elevator pitch course that I think you'll find absolutely mind-blowing when it's done later this week. And someone came up to me and they said, someone who doesn't know me came up to me and they said, they make you work on Saturdays? And I laughed at first because I thought, well, they make you work on Saturdays. They is you. They is all of the people who are in my program. They is the people who are in my mastermind, my elite entrepreneur mastermind called Growth Galvanized, where we talk every single day of the week. And yeah, they do make me work on Saturdays. But it's actually not them making me work on Saturdays. It's me working on Saturdays. And I don't even want to say it's me making me work on Saturdays, because I'm not making myself work on Saturdays. And so that got me thinking about motivation. And sometimes as an entrepreneur, you wake up and you literally say, or you think the words, I don't have the motivation to get going today. And so you have to find the motivation. Well, there's a problem. There's an inherent problem with that. And that is that you have to find something before you can actually start working. You have to find motivation. And motivation isn't linear, and it's not arithmetic. It's not exponential in how it works. Motivation is like a saw. like a sawtooth. You get it, you do the work, and then the motivation goes away. And then you get more motivation, and then it goes away. And you get more motivation, and it goes away. And so when you find yourself saying, I need to find the motivation to do my job, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're an expert, and you have your own business and you have your own clients, you find yourself saying, I need to find the motivation. What I used to advise is that you replace motivation with discipline. Because when you have discipline, when you're disciplined, you just go and you start working. You don't have to find the motivation. You just go. You go, you open up the laptop, you have your list of things to do in front of you, and you do those things, regardless of the day, regardless of the time. And thanks for those of you joining me late. We're talking today about how to be more productive, how to get more done, and that when you're an entrepreneur and you own your own business, it doesn't matter what day of the week, what time of the day, when there's work to be done, you get the work done. And so the first comment that I wanted to make to you was about motivation. If you find yourself saying, I need motivation, I want you to mentally make the shift and say, it's not motivation I need, it's discipline. And discipline means you sit down and you open up the laptop and you get to work. And when you have discipline in all areas of your life, especially the most important areas of your life. And so for me, the most important areas of my life are my family, my business, my health. These things are incredibly important. And I certainly hope those things are for you if you're an entrepreneur. And so I have discipline in all of those areas. And when it's time to spend time with the kids, then I'm spending time with the kids. And when Amy, my wife, and I, when it's time for us to do something, we're doing what we're doing. It's you're having the discipline to put the other stuff away. And with my health, anybody who spends any time with me knows I am an avid runner. I run 6 days a week, 5 or 6 miles a day. And I am extremely focused on the food that goes into my body. To the point where you'll have to look this up. And by the way, don't take advice from me on health and nutrition and exercise. Don't take advice from me on anything, actually, but especially health and stuff like that. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a health. I just know what I like to do. And so I run 5 or 6 miles a day, except for Sundays. Sundays I don't. I go for a bike ride on Sundays. And then most days of the week I'm fasting. Especially Thursday to Friday, Friday to Saturday, I fast for 24 hours before I eat. And I find that adds a tremendous amount of mental clarity. But also, when you discipline yourself to consistent exercise every day and you discipline yourself through fasting, you find that you're able to accomplish a whole lot more in other areas of life. Look, you don't consume a bite of food except for water and black coffee for 24 hours. You can do anything in your job. You're sitting, I was at that party today surrounded by pizza and I didn't take a bite. And then the cake comes out, didn't take a bite of either of those things because I was, in the middle of my 24-hour fast. You can do stuff like that. Your job suddenly becomes incredibly easy. So replace motivation with discipline at first, but then I have a third thing that I want to share with you that is even more powerful than motivation and discipline combined, and I'll share that with you in just a moment. Now, you've heard me talk about my mastermind of elite entrepreneurs called Growth Galvanized. These are people who are scaling to incredible heights, making tremendous amounts of impact on their markets. They are recognized as leaders. They've become recognized as leaders. They are now sought after. These are incredible people. If you'd like to be surrounded with those kind of people, if you're somebody who is on the threshold of becoming that and you just don't know what to do next, it's the right place for you. And I would encourage you to jump on my calendar at prouty.me. That's right here. It's my last name, .me. Spend a little bit of time brainstorming about you and your business, and then I can tell you about Growth Galvanized. I'm certainly not going to try to sell it to you. You'll know if it's right for you, and if you want to join, great. If you don't want to join, that's cool too. I want people in there who want to be in there because it is an amazing group. On my computer right now, I could toggle over to the chat. We have an open chat that's always going, and we're always just pushing each other and pushing each other. And you get to spend time with me like 4 days a week, which, maybe that's a great thing. Maybe that's something that doesn't interest you. Either way, it's fine with me. But jump on my calendar over here. Jump on my calendar and I'd love to share with you about it. Okay, so motivation, forget it. You don't want motivation because that's the sawtooth, right? Discipline's going to work for you for a while, because discipline is something that you can build and you can nurture and you can just sit down and get to work. And some great ways to build discipline at work is to build discipline outside of work. So you people who put off working out and who put off eating healthy and who put off mentally developing yourselves. Oh, I'll do that another time. I'll start another time. I'll start, I got to lose some weight. I'll start losing weight another time. If you can't discipline yourself in all areas of your life, you're going to struggle to discipline yourself at work. It's as simple as that. So I really do need you to find a way to get that discipline. When the discipline is no longer doing it for you, the third characteristic, or the third thing that will have more impact on you than anything else, is inspiration. And when you work for people who deeply inspire you, and when you do something that deeply inspires you, you never need motivation and you never need discipline. It becomes part of your default existence that this is what you do and these are the people you do it for, because you're so magnetized to the people that you're working for and the thing that you're doing. And I sat at a party today with my laptop open, working on a new training program on how to deliver a perfect elevator pitch. An elevator pitch that gives you, unbelievable amounts of attention and visibility. And if that sounds intriguing to you, this link right here is for you. Go to prouty.me. I'll tell you all about it. When you have inspiration, you no longer need motivation and you no longer need discipline. You can't wait to do what you do. So how do you do this? I know you're sitting there and you're like, okay, yeah, but how? Well, the first thing I want you to do is take a look at the people you're serving. And listen, this might be hard for you to do. It's time to get rid of the people who don't inspire you. And it's time to focus on serving only the people who inspire you. When I look at the people who are in my programs, especially the people who are in my mastermind, Growth Galvanized, when I look at the people in there, they all inspire me. I can't wait to talk to them. I'm so excited to talk to them. We message each other all the time. It's just so incredibly inspiring to be around these people and to watch the things that they do, watch the impact they have on their markets. There's a woman in there who helps people get hired rapidly. And she has a program that teaches people the inside secrets of how to interview and get hired for any job. And she has a 100% success rate. How can you not be inspired by that? First of all, she's selling into a market that has no money because these are unemployed people. And second, when people do come into her program, 100% success rate. Every single person gets hired. And I've watched this happen again and again for years. How can you not be inspired by that? And when I think about her clients, what I'm thinking about in my service to her is how can I get her in front of more people that need her? And there's somebody else in there who I've mentioned many times. By the way, that other person, Eileen Ryan, if you want to look her up. Somebody else in there, Cicely Simpson, who is a leadership coach, leadership mentor. And she just published her first book. And she got it done inside of she'll tell you in the chat when she shows up on this thing. But it was like 6 months it took her to write a book for Forbes. And that book is now like a #1 bestseller on Amazon. And she helps people understand how to become leaders in their industries and how to find and step into that leadership. I could go on and on about the people that are in this program, people like Leanne, who's in there, who is helping people dissolve the early signs of burnout, and Lauren, who is helping people relieve all of their inner stress through body work, and Judy, who's a luxury travel coach, and Roy, who helps small businesses. I mean, I could just go on and on about the people in this, in this mastermind, because they all inspire me. I never need a reminder to check in with them. I never need motivation or discipline to service them and to come up with new ideas to help them grow their businesses. And then that's the other point. My job is to help people like them and people like you grow your business, find new clients. That's why I sit here and I do these lives every day. You don't even have to come into my programs to learn from me. Now, of course, I do hope that while you're sitting here and you're learning from me, you're like, well, this guy's this guy kind of seems like he knows what he's talking about. Maybe I should check out his programs. By the way, if you do want to do that, the link right here, Prouty.me, is the easiest way to do that. We get on the horn. We talk about the programs. We see which one's right for you. I make you an offer. You say yes, you say no. Either way, we're still friends. And you can still learn from me here. And I even have a free program that I can put you into if nothing else seemed to work for you. Anyway, go to Prouty.me. Just grab a short little bit on my calendar and we'll talk about that. So how do we bring this thing to a close for tonight on this Saturday night at 10:17, where I've been going for 15 minutes now? My 3-minute talk with you is 15 minutes long. So remember, motivation isn't going to work for you. Motivation works for the short period of time. Discipline will work for you, but discipline is very hard to develop. It's inspiration that I want you to find. Find the people who inspire you. Find the work that inspires you. Put those two together and find a way to get paid beautifully for it. Speaking of high-performing individuals, joining us on Facebook is the amazing Melissa Jacobson. Melissa is in my mastermind as well. And I said I could talk about these people all day long, so I am going to shout out Melissa right now. And I'm going to tell you that Melissa is she is a hypnotherapist, and she is also a confidence coach. And I have watched this woman single-handedly relieve people of mental issues, thought issues, blocks, roadblocks, confidence issues. I've seen her single-handedly resolve these things where no one else could. You want to be inspired by someone. I want you to find Melissa Jacobson, Melissa Barr Jacobson, and she confident life coaching. I want you to find her, and I just want you to watch her YouTube channel. Watch some of her videos, especially her most recent live ones. Unbelievable the things that she can do. It just blows my mind. And she just popped in and she said, "You inspire me." Well, Melissa, you actually inspire me, and you are the reason that I do what I do. So I do want you to check her out, as well as the other people. There are so many. Melissa says, "Growth Galvanized is for the truly serious. Are you ready?" Listen, you got to be serious. You really do need to be serious with that. So she is right. She is in that program, and we get to see each other almost every single day. And it's a little selfish for me because she inspires me. So Melissa, I'm glad you were here. Thank you so much for checking in. Melissa is a world traveler as well, and she is she's in some exotic part of the world right now, still helping people every single day of the week. Also an amazing singer. You should check that out. Never heard anybody sing like this woman. So she's over there on the Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got a couple of people watching me on LinkedIn, but everybody's quiet over on LinkedIn. Totally fine. And how did we do on Facebook? Well, there was a couple of views on Facebook as well. Pretty good for not announcing this. And of course, it'll always be available in the replay if you want to come back and check this out. The net of all of this, my friends, is very simple. Find the inspiration. Find the people who inspire you. Find the things that inspire you. Put the two together and find a way to get beautifully paid for it. And if you struggle with any of that, that's why I created this link right here, Prouty.me, which will get you on my calendar. And then we can brainstorm together about the one thing you should be doing to get moving quickly with that. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get back to work because there's a couple hours left to this day, and there's a lot of things that I could be doing right now. I'm going to keep working on that elevator pitch program. I certainly hope that's intriguing to you. As I shut this down, I say have a great Saturday night. I'll check in with you tomorrow with some more motivation for you to get you going on your week. Melissa's still with us saying, so true, and you love what you do every day. That is true. And Melissa is now telling me to get back to work. And if Melissa says it, well, then you know I got to do it because I'm doing stuff for her and possibly for you if you would just get out of your own way and get on that link, Prouty.me. I'll see you there. All right, guys, check in with you tomorrow. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Take care.